Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video. And today's video, I'm going to be going over 3 Sage lists for you. I'm going to be covering each of the ninjas that I enjoy playing in Ira, Katsu, and Benji. Kind of give you a detailed breakdown of why I came to the decisions I came to, and also just have some fun with it with the new format. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. If you're a long-standing supporter, thank you so much as always. Feel free to check out the Discord down below, as well as the channel membership if you want to support the channel a different way. Not expected at all though. There's also a creator worksheet down below for access to a bunch of creators who cover a bunch of different games that I like to play. Definitely go check them out. So we'll bring it up here. One, sorry for the dark aesthetic. It is late night TCG Talk here. I work night shift, so I'm in my off cycle. But I don't like flip my schedule, so that's why I am what I am, and there's other people in the house. I want to make sure they can get some sleep. So going through this, Sage is such a fun format in the aspect of I want to make a good list that people think that is functional and people can enjoy and things like that, but I also just want to make a list that's fun, that I enjoy playing, right? And like when it comes to this budget format, you can take it one or two ways. You can try and make the best budget version of a deck you possibly can, or you can get wacky with it and get crazy with it. I kind of like settled a little bit on the middle, and I tried to format these lists in ways that I enjoy playing these specific heroes, and I'll try to talk about that as I go through the list. But we have Ira here, then I'm going to go over Katsu, and then I'll go over Benji. I decided to roll them all up into one instead of piecemealing them out one by one. I'll do another video with all the assassins as well that I like to play. So with Ira's tried and true. It's just like Blitz. It's just like Commoner. Ira is one of the better heroes to play just because her innate +1 value does so well in a format without defense, not without defense reactions, with less defense reactions and less defensive pieces. She also can, there are some people trying to do degen fatigue in this format. She can get around that. She has the offensive tools to be able to kind of, deal with people that are trying to go fast, so on and so forth. The TLDR for this list is it is a pummel list. I originally named this list I'm going to make them ban pummel as a joke. But I also enjoy playing pummel in Sage Ira. You could play just Razor Reflex if you want to and go more of like a more streamlined list. This list is a little bit functioned around pummel itself, and I'll talk about that here in a second. So on the equipment, pretty simple here. Blade Breaker Helm is probably one of the better ones you can use. If you wanted to do something like a combo style Ira list, you could probably use Mask of Many Faces if you want to try that. That's always fun. But this is like the go-to headpiece for a lot of heroes right now in Sage, so nothing crazy there. Blood Scent I ended up using because I'm using Pouncing Paws and Tearing Shuko, and Blossom of Spring is good, and if you have Blossom of Spring, definitely use it. Don't feel like you have to get this Tolarian Community College chess piece, but I like it because it has Battle 1/1, so I can get that one block in, and then just use it at the very worst. Like even if Flex Claws doesn't hit, I can pop Paws, pop Shuko, and pop Scent, or pop Paws, pop Shuko, play it for 2 go again. Then pop Scent for 1 resource to play maybe like a Bittering Thorns, right? Or something like that. Or even just be able to play a pummel. The other good thing about Blood Scent is its instant speed gain a resource. So you might have play lines where like you have a pummel in your hand with like, I don't know, a blue. And then like a 2 cost. So you have 3 resources and you need 4. And so you could pop Paws, pop Shuko, play your Tiger out, then play like Sirens of the Safe Harbor for 7 off of Ira with 1 resource floating, instant speed, make the resource because you create a Crouching Tiger this turn, and then play your pummel. So it's really cool with that. Pouncing Paws and Tearing Shuko, they're just 2 more block that also gets you offensive value really good, and then Kadachis. I have tried a little bit of Edge of Autumn in this list, nothing too crazy. I do like the Autumn list, but without Okana, it's hard to get that inherent value, so it's not really worth it. When it comes to the list itself, a lot of it's based around pummel. We have stuff like Humble in the list. Being able to turn off hero abilities is really good in Sage. That's really nice. We have Sirens of the Safe Harbor at a 4 of, just really good life gain value on top of pummel synergy. And then also Wreck Havoc. Now, Wreck Havoc doesn't get us, the inherent value that you would normally get. As I bring this up here on the fly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all the 2 cost 6 power attacks that we have in Sage right now, right? So the good thing about Wreck Havoc is, I mean, if you look at most of the stuff in here, like the only other thing that kind of has an on-hit effect is Hand Behind the Pin, which doesn't really get you a lot of value here. And then you have cards like Cut Down to Size. That could be an interesting inclusion as well. But I chose Wreak Havoc just for card information. Even though the likelihood of hitting a defense reaction in this format is very low in the arsenal, there's still some classes that have access to better defense reactions than we do. Looking at you, Rune Blade and Warrior, and even Guardian. So Wreak Havoc can have some use case into those, and also just knowing what's in their arsenal. Like if this hits and it flips whatever's in their arsenal as attack action, maybe you pummel it and you get rid of a card from their hand, and you know what's in their arsenal now, so you can plan your blocks around that. I just think it's really useful. The rest of the reds are just like good value stuff. Flying Kick's really good in this format. I like Flex Claws personally. I love playing this on Chain Link 1 and asking my opponent for 2 cards. Otherwise, they're going to give me plus. It's a 1 for 5, right? Off of Ira from the Crouching Tiger. Cut Through is very good. Bittering Thorns. All this other stuff is pretty standard. Looking for a Scrap, very good value off of our 1 powers. You could put a little bit more 1 powers in the list if you wanted to. I have a total of 10. But I do like having Legacy of Ikaru and Nip at the Heels just to try to, help myself out. The good thing about these is they say target ninja attack, so it's a way to like kill someone with your Kodachis. I'm testing it out if I want both of those at the same time. And then the rest of the blues are just good, like normal blues that have Looking for a Scrap synergy, as well as 3 block and a little bit of attack reactions that also block for 3, so it's really nice. In the sideboard, my sideboard in all 3 of these lists is pretty simple. I have a lot of Oasis is good for arcane heroes, as well as like over the top heroes that want to go tall, like Azalea or Guardian. Reinforced line kind of for the same thing, Azalea, Guardian, and then Unmovable. So a lot of go tall and a lot of other stuff. I meant to change this. Sorry, I'm doing this on the fly, y'all. This is what happens when you make 3 decks late at night, or resolve 3 decks late at night. For this specific list, I wanted to switch out Unmovable for Arcane Polarity. I've been having some good success with that as well. I just hadn't updated this list because I copied it and made a new list. So that's Sage Ira, just good value. The Pummel list is kind of like my flavor on it. If you don't want Pummel, you could easily take out Humble, although I think you should keep Humble in just in general. You could take out Wreak Havoc and maybe like the Yellow Sirens if you want to, and put like more aggressive pieces in there if you felt like it. But that's kind of where I'm at with Ira. When it comes to Katsu, this is just tried and true Katsu. Katsu is not going to be the best hero in the format, but it's one that I actually enjoy playing a lot. I think it's really good. The cool thing about Sage Katsu is the leg tap line actually is a lot of value. Like because you have access to Blackout Kick, being able to set up a leg tap, Rise and Knee Thrust Blackout Kick play is pretty good, right? Like you're doing 16 damage on 3 cards off of a single blue if you can get one of them to hit. Which is really nice. There's not as many reactions in the format. I've thought about putting, Legacy of Ikaru or, even a Nip at the Heels for some of these lower power attacks, but really Legacy is like the only other one other than Lunging Press. I might end up putting Legacy of Ikaru in over Lunging Press eventually. I really put Lunging Press in as a flavor win. This was like one of my favorite cards back in the day when I was playing budget Katsu when I first got into the game. I didn't have access to all the bells and whistles. I always had 1 Lunging Press in my list, so I wanted to do like an ode to that in Sage. When it comes to the equipment for Katsu, the legs and arms are the same, just offensive and defensive value from Pouncing Paws and Tearing Shuko is very nice. You also going to put Breaking Scales in this. Breaking Scales is at common if you want to. Breaking Scales is obviously a tremendous inclusion if you want to try to get that one on hit. I just like, basically the 4 value these 2 pieces bring is very, very nice. Mask of Many Faces, very good for Katsu in this format, right? If you don't have the natural line, maybe you have like a Bittering Thorns and, I don't know, 100 wins and then a Blackout Kick, right? And you don't want to waste that Blackout Kick, right? You can play the 100 wins, pop Mask of Many Faces, play Bittering Thorns, and before you play it, name something like Rise and Knee Thrust, and then play your Blackout Kick, right? You could end up doing that. It will telegraph a little bit, but it is very nice. Everything else is just kind of like good value stuff. We do have the Surging line, at least the first part of it in here. We have a little bit of synergy when we can in our blues. Crane Dance was going into Soul Beat Strike, but we have Pouncing Key for the Tiger synergy in a pinch. We have Recoil for the Head Jab synergy. We have a 1-up Open the Center. I wanted to like play lines that I enjoy playing that I haven't played in Katsu in a long time because of how broken Bonds of Ancestry is. Everything else is just good value, but train stuff. So the sideboard is the same as it was in Ira pretty much. So also one other inclusion is Deep Blue. I enjoy Deep Blue because in Katsu in this format, you have to just have your foot on the gas at all times. And there are turns where you'll draw like, I'm just going to say a random 4 cards, Fluster Fist, Bittering Thorns, Key Unleashed, and then like Spinning Wheel Kick. And you're like, well, there's not much I can do there. Well, you could sink, even your Spinning Wheel Kick there. Gain 3 resources, play your Bittering Thorns, play your 100 Winds, pop Paws, play a Tiger, and then play Key Unleashed, all for, the price of what your red sunk for. So there are some weird play lines with that I really enjoy. But Katsu's not going to be the best hero in the world. Ira's definitely probably the best of these 3 that I'm going to show you, but it's super fun playing Katsu and Sage. And it's funny watching people try to navigate how to block Katsu when you don't have a lot of defense reactions and a lot of armor. Really, really funny. And then finally, Benji. Benji I have had the most fun with. I think there's 2 ways you can approach Benji and Sage, and both are viable. It just depends on what way you want to play the hero. I originally was playing like a hyper defensive list that just poke, block, 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 poke, block. Like I literally had people like threatening 80, 90 damage in Sage and not beating me because I was playing like the 0 for 3 block or defense reaction. I forgot the name of it off the top of my head now. The red one. Oh my goodness, I was playing it forever. And then I was playing like On the Horizon. I was playing Springboard Somersault, Tiger Eye Reflex. Like I was like really trying to keep my life total high and then poke with a 2 power. Poke with a 2 power and a 1 power, right? Like block 6 to 8 off of those 2 defensive cards, like On the Horizon, and then Springboard Somersault, blocking 7, and then I, play something like a Biting Breeze for 2, create a Tiger, hit him for 1, hit him for 3. So I was block 7, hit 3, block 6, hit 3, and just kind of walk them down. Now I've kind of settled in more of a mid-range game plan. You also could play a very high-low version of Benji, where like you have similar core pieces that I have, but maybe you take out like Tiger Eye Reflex and like Biting Breeze, and then you add in like Rise Up's a really good 1 for 5 right now. You could add in Snatch, things like that. So you can do like a high-low Benji is what I like to call it, where you pinch with the very low attack and then attack with a really high value big attack. That's an option. Or you can play like this more mid-range slow game plan that I've been doing, which I've actually had a lot of success with. Benji's actually better than people think he is, even without like the really high power Majestics. I think my first like 20 games I lost like 2 games. Now granted, everyone's just playing Sage for the fun of it, so grain of salt, but a lot better than you would think. And the sideboard's pretty much the same for the most part. But that's where I have these 3 heroes. Definitely check them out. Explore with Sage. Have fun with it. Like, don't worry about like, if you want to worry about hyper competitiveness, go ahead and do it, but you don't have to. That's the fun part of this. Like me doing Pummel Ira, I think I could make a slightly more tuned Ira list that's a little bit more aggressive leaning, that really just values the opponent. But I really enjoy playing Pummel and Ira. It's hilarious. Honestly, I could play it in Katsu too, a Surging Strike if I felt like it. But definitely check these 3 out. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. If I know Zin's a ninja and so is Fi, but I don't play those ninjas as much. If someone really wants me to make a list on them, please let me know down in the comments below. I will. I don't have an issue with that. It's just not where my head went initially. But definitely let me know what your feedback is. I'd love to hear it. What hero are you playing in Sage? What are you enjoying playing in Sage? And let's have some fun with this format as it goes into 2026. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this. If you like cyber content, remember to leave a like, comment, or subscribe if you so wish to. If not, though, it's completely fine. Go down in the content creator worksheet below, find a Flesh and Blood creator, find a Grand Archive creator, Universes creator, anyone that I've linked that you think you would like. I categorized it by like what type of content they make. Definitely go give them a look. And yeah, thank y'all so much. Hopefully y'all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see y'all next time on TC Talk.